Hello everybody and welcome back for some weekly VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. While it might not be a big week for new game releases, we have some pretty massive announcements on both the games and technology sides. The insanely massive title Star Citizen is internally testing a VR mode. We have a potential massive breakthrough in holographic displays, which could soon make full virtual reality in a glasses form factor a real possibility. And new hardware like Meta's Oakley glasses and Samsung's Project Moohan are still planned to release this year. Now there are of course links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead. Let's start things off like normal with the check-in, and that's what exactly have I been up to in the VR gaming world. Well, for starters, I'm getting really antsy to spill the beans on a big secret, but give it a week or so and I'm gonna have one hell of a story to start telling you guys. Additionally, I finally found some free time to start gaming, and I've been jumping into a lot of Besiege, which I will say is absolutely incredible in VR. Like, it actually feels way better than the flat screen version. I was super impressed. If you have any interest in crafting games, physics games, check it out. It's super cool. Additionally, I've started game nights in my Discord server, and to help incentivize the community to come together on game night, I'll be dropping game keys live. So grab the Discord link from the description and just be on the lookout for any announcements. But for now, let's move into this week's one and only new release. Hidden Memories of the Garden Between. Now this is actually a port of a beloved puzzle title. Now not only are VR gamers getting access to this incredible title, but they're also getting tons of extra content and brand new VR mechanics for them to interact with this world. Now historically, I haven't been very interested in puzzle titles, but something about experiencing them in VR has significantly increased my overall appeal. I'm ready for that wholesome storyline that has you re-experiencing some of your best childhood memories. Now moving into game updates, we have some pretty huge stories. First up, the most expensive video game ever that has currently raised close to $1 billion has been internally testing a VR version. Now, if that didn't already clue you into which game I'm talking about, it's of course Star Citizen. Now I know this is going to be a controversial one because sure, the project has raised $800 million, but it also has to be the most mismanaged development in gaming history. After 13 years, it's not even in beta. So forget about a 1.0 release, that might be 30 years away from now. But honestly, the developers do have something special here, even with it being very buggy, janky, and overpriced. The game basically combines Elite Dangerous and No Man's Sky with realistic graphics and physics. And there's plenty of gamers in the PC VR space who won't mind dealing with some jank just to get an immersive experience they can't get anywhere else. So I'm really curious to see how this works out, and I'm definitely going to give it a try. Now, sticking with the topic of games that were in early access for a decade or so, we have the OG PC VR title, Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades. Unlike Star Citizen though, after nearly a decade, this game has actually moved into a full 1.0 release. Unlike Star Citizen, after nearly a decade, this game is actually getting a 1.0 release. Solo developed by the community beloved Anton Hand, this title has a very special place in the PC VR world. Surprisingly, this is hands down VR's best gun simulator. It's just absolutely incredible how true to life the recreations are. Everything from an excessive amount of weapons to all of the different ammo types and even the magazine sizes. It's very apparent that this is a passion project, a labor of love. Now the full release is expected in November, and with it comes Steam Workshop support for modding. But if you're only interested in new VR games, I'm happy to report we have some good announcements there too. First up is the story-driven adventure puzzle title, Syberia. Now this is actually a recreation of a classic point-and-click game. That original adventure has been completely recreated in a 3D world with some all-new puzzles to solve. So you get to be immersed like never before, but they're still promising this same unforgettable story. But if these games aren't your style and you're looking for a bit more action, I'm pretty sure the next game coming from Warp Frog will deliver. That's right, the developers of Blade and Sorcery are working on a whole new game, and no, it is not a sequel. Now I can't imagine that anyone watching this channel isn't familiar with that game, but if you've been living under a rock, it's the best physics-based fantasy fighting game in VR, hands down. It's also another one of those super viral OG PC VR games. So the question becomes, if they're not making a Blade and Sorcery 2, what are they actually working on? Would it be another sandbox physics-based combat game, or would they go in a completely different direction? Personally, I'd love to see them build off of what they have for Blade and Sorcery and mold it into more of a story-driven or even open-world RPG game. Either way, I'm absolutely pumped to hear anything about this title. Now, before we get into today's hardware stories, I just have one more software update. It looks like Meta's new 2.0 avatars are available, and they're coming with lots of customization. Now, it doesn't matter if you love or hate these avatars, you have to admit this is a good step in the right direction. I will say though, I still find them a bit too cartoony, but if they do become more and more popular, we can get to the point where your avatar travels from game to game with you. I would absolutely love to see that day. It's a real step in the right direction of that metaverse that they want, and just imagine having your one unique, realistic avatar that just gets new outfits and accessories as you switch between games. It's a cool concept that blends a bit of the real and virtual worlds together, but we'll see if we actually get there one day. But let's move right into those hardware stories, starting with a massive increase in Ray-Ban Meta sales. But why is this happening now? Now, I'm sure that good marketing campaign that utilizes a duo of Marvel Chris's can of course be contributing, but I think it's just much more about Meta tapping into a more mainstream audience. These glasses have functionality that the average person wants in a form factor that most people are willing to wear. It's pretty much just that simple, and that's been Meta's end goal for the past 10 years. Now, if that makes things sound bleak for the future of headsets like the Quest, it's 100% true because the average person rejects that form factor. But it looks like Meta might finally have a solution for that too, as they have a new holographic display that can fit in a pair of glasses and be utilized as a full VR display. Now, whenever someone wants to talk down about the VR industry, they love to mention how Meta has burnt billions developing these products. But Meta has always stated this is their long-term plan. They're gonna burn billions up front to innovate in an industry they believe is 100% the future. Without these major investments though, this type of technology would never become possible. So it doesn't matter if you love or hate Meta, these definitely aren't wasted billions. They've definitely been spent on making the technology better and better year after year. And finally, Samsung has confirmed that their Project Moohan headset is still planned to release this year. Now, this will be part of the new Android XR lineup. Now, we don't know exactly what to expect from that new operating system just yet, but just like the Meta Horizon OS, it will be a specifically tweaked version of Android. Think of it sort of like comparing the PlayStation interface to the Microsoft Xbox interface. At the end of the day, they should basically do the same thing, but it looks a bit different, and sometimes they perform better than one another. I'm curious to see if both Android XR or Samsung's new headset shake up the industry at all. But right now, I want to hear what you guys think about any of today's topics. Let me know down in the comments right now. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing.